Hey everybody, this is Angry Otter and welcome to Let's Review episode number 2. Today we're going to go through the game Last Day on Earth Survival. What this is an MMORPG zombie survival game. So let's get into it. In this game, you play one of the sole survivors of the zombie apocalypse. According to the credits, or according to the tagline, 90% of the Earth has been wiped out by the zombie apocalypse. You and other players represent 10% of the population that managed to survive. Unlike some other mobile games, there are several things you need to keep in mind. Not only just do you have to keep in mind your hit points, you also need to be mindful of your hunger and thirst level. Being sure to eat and drink will be sure to keep these levels topped off. One of the cool things about this is that you're going to be able to create your own base to keep yourself safe from the zombie apocalypse or the hordes that are going to start pouring through your little area. When you first start the base, your little land area is going to actually have plenty of resources to get you started. You'll have trees, you'll have stone, and you're going to want to collect all of these, or as many as you can, in order to build your first little hut or house, right? Now keep in mind, you got to build flooring before you can actually build walls, doors, windows, what have you. In addition, some items, such as lockboxes, the workbench, and other craftable items will need to be placed on a floor set in order for them to be put in the map. We'll get to that, and you'll see what I'm talking about here before too long. But just keep in mind, once you build your walls, you're going to want to start really fortifying those as well. So the more resources you can collect and gather, the better off you're going to be. That means you're going to need storage. Make sure to make some lockboxes as you go so you have places to put stuff. After you level up, you have access then to more things to craft. And like I had said earlier, crafting is actually quite a robust system in and of itself. You gain research tokens, as I call them, in order to actually start upgrading or finding new craftable items, such as the water collector, the workbench, forge, and several things like that. In some levels, in the early part of the game, you're going to get a couple of those per level. That means that you can get things like your farm plots, so you can start actually growing carrots and the like. You have to redeem these points to learn how to make these objects, right? So if you need to save them up in order to get the chopper because you want to get it faster, save them up until you have enough, you know? Otherwise, you're going to sit there and blow through them and you won't have anything available to you. But it's a nice way to pace out what people are capable of learning without learning it too soon. You don't want somebody being able to jump into something at level 1 in order to build a level 38 thing. That's going to require both the level and the research tokens available in order to learn these objects. But they provide a vast amount of benefit. For instance, you build yourself a shower, that means you stay cleaner, you don't get it stinky, and you don't attract as many animals or zombies when you're running around the free world. One of the prime ways that you're going to be able to actually collect resources is to travel outside your little safety zone. All you got to do is walk through the green space, and it's going to open up a map that shows you where you can travel to. There's icons all over the map, as well as little dongles to let you know where you can go. It'll tell you how long it's going to take to get there if you regular walk. It's also going to tell you how long it'll take you to get there if you run, and how much energy is going to be consumed when you do the run. Based off the difficulty, will depend on the color over the top of that little area. The more skulls means the more threat. The more trees means the more trees you have available. Same for stone. Same thing for the little lockbox looking thing. Those are going to be your loot grabs. The more you have of those, the more loot you have to grab, which means more specialty parts are going to be possible when you go into this. As you get higher into the tiers, you build things like choppers so you can get around faster, or cars to get around safer. There's several things in this technology tree in the crafting area that goes on for quite a while. I've not made it that far, but regardless. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick a spot. We're going to run right on into it. It's going to take us 8 seconds to get there, and you're going to hit enter to get in. As I'm in here, I'm going to be able to gather more resources. I can gather berries. I'll be able to find plants with seeds for carrots. I'll be able to get trees and stone and maybe even some ore in order to actually kind of further my progression as I go. For everything that you do, you're going to gain experience. In order to get higher levels of the crafting, you're going to need as much experience as you can get. Not only are you able to walk, keep in mind, you can also crouch and sneak, which does not give your position away near as easy to other players, but in addition, it also means you can sneak up on animals and kill them with one shot. Also, you'd be able to do the same thing with zombies. You may, depending on the weapon of course, but if it's a powerful enough weapon, you can actually take them out with one blow and not have to sit there fighting them in order to lose some of your precious health. All in all, I can honestly say that this is quite a fun game. I kind of go back to it, and this may end up becoming a series, even though the point of this was not necessarily to do that. I like it a lot. The controls feel very fluid, the game feels very polished, even though it's still currently in a beta. It had a recent update not long ago, I think a couple days ago, that kind of increased drop rates for certain things because it was a little more difficult, or a little too difficult to get certain objects in order to build a motorcycle or a chopper or whatever. Special events always going on. They always throw in certain little drops for you. It's a well-polished game for it being a beta. I'm really happy with it. I really enjoy it. It's unfortunately, though, not necessarily the kind of game where you can just hop in for a minute or two and then hop back out to gather some resources, because it tends to take a little bit more investment in order to actually kind of get some things done, especially when it comes to building. If you're going to build, you're going to need the resources, and make sure you have plenty of them. But I would definitely recommend this game if you guys want to check it out. Even if you're into just the MMO aspect of it, for it being a two-handed control type of a game, it actually feels pretty comfortable. The buttons are so far out of the way of the screen where you don't feel like you're just staring at the back of your thumbs for the entire game, unlike others that I've tried playing in this type of a control setup or layout. That about does it for me. I really appreciate you guys coming in to have a look. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to keep in touch for channels, content, and when I'm bringing videos out, feel free to do that as well. If you guys want to sit there, if you want to leave a comment for the game, for myself, whatever the case may be, or if there's even a piece that you found in the game that you really like about it that I've not gotten to yet or that I'd overlooked, let me know. I'd love to hear from everybody. Really appreciate it again, guys. Thanks so much. Take care, everybody. Bye.